So what we're going to talk about here today is how to build the future of payments with USDC and Circle's dev tools. And this is going to enable businesses around the world to accelerate money movement around the globe. And so our mission is simple but bold. It's to raise global economic prosperity through the frictionless exchange of value. And how we do that here at Circle is through building open infrastructure so developers, businesses, and individuals can accelerate money movement around the world. And where it starts is with USDC. USDC, like our CEO founder said earlier, is the largest regulated stablecoin. So I want to repeat that, the largest regulated stablecoin. It is supported in over 185 countries where you can convert your USD to USDC. We're also expanding to other currencies, Brazilian real, Mexican peso, and is attributed to $67 billion of USDC circulation across 24 different blockchain networks. So we have some really powerful blockchain networks that we're working with. Hyperliquid is one. They have over $6 billion of stablecoin volume on their chain, and we're bringing native USDC there. So we want to make sure USDC is ubiquitous with all the chains that people are actually transacting on. 600 million, well over 600 million end users have access to USDC. We couldn't have done it without developers. Companies like CrossMint, who are in this room, have attributed to that. And we're breaking records. Just last month, $2.4 trillion of payment volume was settled with USDC. And we're growing at a rapid rate. 93% growth rate year over year, beating out all our competitors who are global stablecoin competitors. And a lot of this is truly because regulation. We put that first. We want to show that to everybody, we're a leader in the regulatory space. The Genius Act recently passed. A lot of people on our policy team spent years helping shape that because we knew that was the path to unlocking everybody to access this open infrastructure of money movement. Certain regions of the world, we've been first in European Union, first in UAE, first in Canada, first in Japan. Us focusing on being first and regulated is building the trust of businesses and end users to actually use this infrastructure for money movement. So now I want to jump into some use cases because I know you heard a lot about our regulation, USDC, but like, what are people doing with this? Like, I want to get into that so you understand why there's so much demand for this technology. First, let's talk about cross-border payment. I was at Stripe Sessions earlier this year in May. It was interesting. Keynote was done by one of the Collison brothers, and they talked about why they acquired Bridge. Bridge is a Circle Mint customer. We provide liquidity to them. They did a comparison between the first 2 years of Bridge in payment volume compared to their first 2 years of Stripe. And Bridge more than quadrupled the amount. It was evident that there's an appetite for better payment rails for cross-border payments. Businesses do not like to wait 3 to 5 business days for payments to settle across borders. Businesses couldn't do business with other businesses around the world because of cross-border payment inefficiencies. And also the fees, tracing the wire transfer. You have to have a team. It's crazy. USDC is disrupting all of that. It's giving a better payment rail for cross-border payments. It's also unlocking a lot of companies' ability to do business with other companies around the world. So it's a great opportunity for small business owners to take advantage of this technology because it's helping them actually expand and do business that they couldn't do before. Dollar access. HuruPay is a company that I came to know a couple months ago. And they are growing really fast, supporting the gig economy workers. To be able to create a wallet address and custody something equivalent to $1 that is regulated and that has very sound reserves and structure and infrastructure behind it is very powerful to unlocking commerce across the world. People now can save better, they can transact better. And so dollar access is becoming a very strong use case. Last but not least, crypto capital markets. It's kind of how things started, you know. A lot of people wanted exposure to digital assets. What we've seen is a lot of exchanges, Coinbase, Binance, now are enabling end users to actually convert their cash balances to USDC. It creates a better trading experience of settlement for people who currently are buying, selling, and trading digital assets like ETH, Bitcoin. And so USDC is becoming the backbone of dollars for a lot of exchanges and making it easy for end users to trade and settle really quickly. These are 3 top use cases that we're seeing across the ecosystem where USDC is being used as infrastructure to power these use cases to grow these businesses. Let me ascend into the developer services because we want to talk about how you build with our technology and integrate this. And so with our wallets, we have MPC powered wallets and passkey powered wallets as well. So it enables developers with the API endpoint to easily spin up a wallet and embed it in their application. They do this because they want to custody USDC and enable spending experiences for the end user. And so we provide that for developers. We have an SDK and an API. We also provide a smart contract platform. So for developers who are building at the protocol level, they have the ability to deploy contracts, interact with those contracts, but also to, we've got notifications that they can add to those contracts just in case maybe a security exploit happens. So maybe a developer's deployed a contract, he has an admin address connected to it. And maybe that developer, wants to make sure that if anything happens to the contract where my admin account gets changed, I want to be notified. So you can design security experiences and get notifications around what's happening with your contract using our developer services. Is really powerful technology. Paymaster. One thing we noticed early in the ecosystem is gas fees was causing a lot of friction for businesses and individuals to transact. And so we wanted to ease that. And we wanted to give developers basically access to on-chain utility to enable the developer to create more of a traditional payment experience for the end user where they can actually interact with our paymaster and it enables gas fees to be paid from a USDC balance. And last but not least, our cross-chain transfer protocol, which is kind of a fan favorite across the DeFi ecosystem. And a lot of it is because, as we mentioned early in this presentation, we're on 24 different blockchains. So, you're never going to have in the future of this multi-chain world, and we bet that it was going to be a multi-chain world, a blockchain match between the sender and receiver. That's going to become less and less common. And so with CCTP, it enables developers to build these interoperable experiences where I can send money to Tron, and I don't have to worry about what network he's on. It can just seamlessly happen. So we're building a lot of dev tools. We're making it easy for the developer to start off on the 8th floor instead of the 3rd floor in their building experience. And we want to make sure, we activate as many developers as possible by making it very easy for them to get access to enterprise grade tooling to be able to safely integrate USDC in their applications. So now we'll go into the demo. So this is a sample app I created, very simple. Imagine you want to do a B2B payout with our developer wallets and leverage a lot of the technology we have in our dev tools to create basically a similar experience of doing a payout on chain to a business. And so we're going to create a wallet set. And so one thing about our wallet infrastructure, we enable developers to categorize their wallets. And so we're going to create a wallet set. So say I'm the marketing department. And that is the group that is going to be responsible for all the marketing initiatives that we have coming up. And we need to create a wallet. And so we want to create a wallet for our contractors. Maybe we're paying some contractors abroad for work. And so we're going to do this on the Solana network. So now we have our wallet, and let's go in here. It doesn't have any money in it. We need to fund it now. So I'll fund this with our faucet. So we make it really easy for developers to access USDC and native tokens because most faucets are dead and dried up. But with Circle, you have the ability to use our faucet to be able to easily source native tokens as well as USDC liquidity on testnet. So this gave us some Solana and USDC, $20 of USDC. So now we want to send some money to a contractor for the work that they did. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign into my testnet account for a Phantom wallet. I'm going to do a simple payout. Let me put in the wallet address. One thing you see here is we have a compliance engine built into our platform. So we work with a lot of different on-chain security analysis companies. And so what it's doing is just running this address through the system to make sure this wallet's not compromised, it's not on the sanction list. And so that's built into our SDK. So you can like call a method to do that within the form submission. And so we'll send this out because it's been approved by Circle Compliance Engine. So the status was initiated. It should switch to confirm. I'll do a refresh. I'll have notifications built into this. Now it's confirmed, and then the last status will be complete. All right, and so that $10 of USDC should be in this wallet now, $281. So it worked. So
All right.
I got it. We can log into our dev console here. So we're using our dev control wallets. We have multiple wallet types: user control, dev control, and modular. The user control wallets give the end user a little bit more sovereignty over the transaction when they do withdrawal. So you can add different types of authentication methods where they could put in a PIN code, do a social sign-in, or they can authenticate through biometrics. And they control the golden key to the key shards to be able to bring the keys together in a MPC execution and do a withdrawal from the wallet. The dev control wallets are basically controlled by the developer who has the API keys and the entity secret to the account. And so it's more for experiences where you're building for a Web 2 audience, and maybe you're a neobank or a bank, and you want to kind of control those transactions, and the end user just kind of tells you, hey, I want to move money. And so we'll go to the transactions, and we see this outbound transaction, right, for $10. So this is a transaction that we sent. We've got some metadata that I added in there, and this is how much gas was paid. The cool thing about our wallets is with Solana and then EVM chains, we have paymasters that we deploy to sponsor the gas fees. So make it really easy for developers to build these experiences and not have to deploy these contracts themselves or interact with them. And so let's go in here to the block explorer. We want to make sure this is legit. So we're looking at the base layer, and it's on the block explorer showing that $10 was sent. So this is how simple it is to move money programmatically with our wallet infrastructure. And thank you all for the time.